Hugh Anthony and the Nazis not realising that the Nazi movement of Britain not realising that they need to keep the rhetoric at like plausible deniability level, if you get what I mean. So like, you know, there's like this wave of like, obviously like Tommy Robinson coming back to not fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, relevance.
Relevance, yeah. That's the word, fruition. And I just think, like you were saying, look, I was so convinced of a reform 2029, whatever. But the only way, like your point on our first time we did this in Liverpool, was I think that's the only way that they can lose is by just becoming so annoying.
Yeah.
And just too over the top with it.
I think there's always a real risk with political projects that have within the base of support people that have quite extreme views, and them interpreting their lead in the polls as a vindication of those views, and then suddenly becoming very relaxed about slipping into rhetoric that just alienates a lot of people. And I think that's kind of where Reform are at the moment, is that they've got a substantial lead in the polls and they're being a little bit loose with how they present their actual politics.
I think though with the because there is no sort of shared culture anymore, is there? Which is good for like breakout insurgent parties like Reform and the Greens on the opposite end of the spectrum, because 20 years ago, even if, say we'd lived through this, say we didn't have social media, it would be, oh, well, the Tories are going to get back in after Starmer, wouldn't it? It'd be like it's just going to go back the other way. So now it's like, obviously, people have just sort of gone like, PASOKification of both the major parties. There's a word. So everybody's media, there's no shared culture anymore.
No.
So it's like...
There's no event TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring back
event TV.
Yeah.
Like I think the
Big Brother final.
It's like you get to like football maybe. You can
live sports is the exception, right?
Yeah, and like maybe like when you get something very famous like the Adolescence, like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
that was a big like because of both sides like a discourse.
But that was still on streaming platforms, was it not?
Yeah, well, it's on BBC I think as well. But yeah.
Oh, was it? But still, people watch it on demand. It's not like in the past. It would be like everyone was watching it at the same time,
yeah.
And then you talk about it the next day, like
water cooler shit in it. Yeah. But yeah, so I think like, and I'm trying to basically all the idiots I ever worked with in telesales who don't pay attention to politics at all, and just like sort of absorb the views that they're given. Like maybe they listen to Joe, or even they don't even listen to Joe Rogan or something. They just have like, they're just scrolling through Instagram.
Yeah,
something like incredibly fucking right wing or whatever. I think that is going to put them over the top in the long run, because people just, there's no way of penetrating really. Well, I think there is, but I think just the amount of shit that people are bombarded with, if you don't already have like a coherent ideology and you're a bit like,
well, you think that's going to make them right wing?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. If you look at all the like, if we're talking about X and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I mean so X is a billionaire-controlled social media platform.
So TikTok,
yeah, of course. But I think there's something about X that's very different, and it's overtly.
Yeah, I think nobody goes on it anyway. It's the least, probably one of the least. It's Instagram really, but if I think is the main one. But I think most people are so. I think especially Britain, like sort of 20 years. Well, most people's lifetime, really. Can't afford, all they know is they can't afford a fucking house. Everything's fucking dead expensive.
Yeah.
People say this Keir Starmer cunt's a socialist. That must be bad then.
Yeah.
I see stuff on YouTube that has a go at socialism. That must be terrible. That's the kind of mindset, I think, of a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, I think that there are things that Reform's base believe, and like Nigel Farage believes as well, that are just really unpalatable to the people that they need to win over. And I think as well, Farage is so tainted by Brexit and the consequences of Brexit, which have not been to date particularly good for the country, but also just the hangover of that referendum campaign. And people will mobilise to vote tactically to stop reform because of him.
Yeah.
So it's like he's the only one that could really lead that party, but at the same time, I think
they're
he's
dead
the
right,
obstacle to them winning. I personally think he's an obstacle to them winning a majority. I'm quite bearish about reform because I just think if you looked at what happened in Caerphilly, which is it was a Welsh by-election, everyone got in behind Plaid and tactically voted to stop reform. And I think that's going to happen everywhere.
Yeah. And I think as well, the biggest obstacle to that previously was Labour sort of propaganda where they go, oh, if you don't vote for us, you're out voting for someone else. Now Labour are going to be looking to get about 20 seats next time. So that argument's gone, isn't it? So,
exactly. So if anything, they should get out of the way.
Yeah. So, like, what seats will they win? Like, Labour next time is like, where? Nowhere up north. Nowhere. And it's like
maybe Manchester, because I think Burnham's quite popular there. But,
but Lucy Powell isn't.
No, I know.
So if it was Burnham on the bat, yes. But like this is what I was saying to you. I think if Arzak stood in somewhere in Salford, win easily. I would say, because it's all students as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
Is that where you live, Salford?
No, I live in Tameside, but I'm from Bury, which is the opposite end. So north and south, Manchester covered, proper. So do you want? I'll tell you what we should do. To finish off this lovely bit. Is there anything else I wanted to say? I was going to do a dissection of Farage's New Year message. Can't be asked. It's all just same shite you've already heard. Of just like it's like sort of national myths nonsense. But we'll do it next. Do it on the Patreon maybe over Zoom. So
yeah.
So, something like
National
that.
myths.
National myths. If that's not an advert to pay £2. National myths on Patreon. So, all glory to producer Mike Wotton, other producer Mike Wotton. Matt Haley, by the way. We're in short form studios again.
It's brilliant here.
It is brilliant. And Matt makes excellent coffee. It is great. Yeah, that was
That's it. He does a great job.
He does a great job.
It's a great environment. And if you do need to podcast, you should come here.
There you go. If you're in the Watford, in the general south area, there you go. Short form studios, Watford. Forgot my point. Was on. So found. Do you remember the show BBC Points of View?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Like just people, old cunts, whinging about the telly. Oh.
So, who was the presenter of that?
So it was Anne Robinson for a long time.
Right.
And then it was Jeremy Vine in more recent times, yeah. But these ones are all from the 90s. There's ones I've got queued up here. So, but we should get some Jeremy Vine ones on. Because I remember, I used to like, back in the days of shared culture, if it was like, I would make sure I watched that. Because it was just always so funny. Just some cunt moaning about something so irrelevant. It's like pre-Twitter. It's like Twitter and stuff killed BBC Points of View.
It's like it killed this. It killed like people writing to the newspaper. About something like
To be fair though, I watched some properly, I sat through some properly boring shit to get these.
Did you?
Like live at BBC Cornwall, there's a lot of debate over the pronunciation of the BBC. Is it the River Tamer or is it the River Tamer? Who cares? Who cares?
Are we going to see some now?
Oh, we are. Not from 1994. This is I've got a few here. It's a message I sent to you a few months ago. Such a great showcase of the utter misery that is British society. So it's about a wedding dress shop. It's about like a fashion show thing.
You raised various other points about this lavish occasion in Venice for Kerry and Steve, in no particular order.
Am I right in believing the dressmaker failed to deliver, and for this reason the bridesmaids were wearing their own toweling dressing gowns?
And
is this also the reason the bride turned up in the local hotel curtains?
or,
Why wasn't the dress made by a British designer?
as well as quite a few,
What was the point of it all?
and a great many.
What did it cost, and who was paying?
I'm told it came out of the normal television budget. In other words, if you got a television licence, you were.
So the taxpayer, but that's just such a. That is the last 40 years, 50 years of British politics. What does it cost and who is paying for it?
Why do they care so much about like who was wearing what?
It was like a fashion show in Milan. Why was it a British designer? It's in fucking Italy. Oh, there's so many great ones here.
A tea.
You have already carped about the cost of the clothes show extravaganza and its wedding of the year's outfit being exclusively provided by a Milan fashion house. But you had not bargained for the event itself being, as Aled Richardson described it,
A gloomy, tragically expensive farce.
here comes the bride.
I'm sorry, but like that's pre-internet, right?
Yeah.
So have they written in?
They have written in and put it in the post.
Fuck me. I'll tell you what. You know when like something happens and like people say when like this and people complain to the BBC and even now I think the BBC's had like thousands of complaints about something trivial, right? And even now I think, God, even that takes effort. But to fucking write it in.
Put a stamp on it. Take it to the postman.
And it's like virtually nothing.
There's
I've got to get this off my chest.
There's a great one from Kenneth Wright in Blackburn where like he's all I wanted was Anne Robinson to acknowledge the receipt of my letter. Like, proper like internet stalking Anne Robinson in 1990. And then there's this great one where obviously the BBC's done a show about a transgender magician in 1994, which is very forward thinking for the time.
So just a point on this, and I haven't seen this before. It's so interesting if you look at like coverage of like trans people in the 90s and early noughties, and it was like meet Jane, the first ever trans firefighter, right? Yeah. And it's like it's all very. It's actually
I'm an ally, don't worry.
Yeah. It's actually very. It's nice. It's like. Isn't this a kind of like quite an unusual thing and like but isn't it great and like whatever she's accepted. It was the tone of it was so different. Like the politicization of all of that has just been appalling, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Like, if you think that,
but it's because it's moved on from like it's just like more people have gay people in the family, and then like because it became more acceptable to be gay, so then more people came out as gay. And then like people say like these fucking idiots who say like trans in their kids or whatever. No, it's just becoming more socially acceptable, so therefore more people are openly fucking like if you wanted to be in the 70s, the fucking courage it would have taken to do it then. Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Yeah. But even so, it was like viewed more as just sort of like oh yeah, it's just like that's how you feel, and then do you know what I mean? Even there was more. Like it's just it's so strange, isn't it? But
yeah, for sure.
This is, on that point, a transgender magician in 1994. This is I'll just play it.
More specifically, Joan B. Smith observed,
"How sad that someone of Miss Presto's calibre meets prejudice in her branch of show business. Yet homosexuals in the acting profession flaunt their sexuality and receive knighthoods."
Here and now, the new...
Hold on, this is an inverse of today. That's mad.
These transgenders are all right, but where are the fucking queers?
Unbelievable.
I fucking nearly lost a lung. These homosexuals. Wow. Oh God. Right, we've got a couple more here. Like this is very, like one show, magazine show type thing.
Yeah.
Just the way, where they'll have some harrowing fucking thing next to like a nice bit about a dog. Just listen to the fucking intro here.
But moving and scholarly account of the history of war in former Yugoslavia, the much-awaited return of Ab Fab, and a slightly muted response to another old favourite.
I must write to complain about the dross selection of so-called music put forward for voting in the name of the Song for Europe. This year we got rap. Who ever heard of rap in Eurovision? It's like asking the Queen to open Parliament in a miniskirt, wedged heels and a shaven head.
Rap in Eurovision. Oh, it's so good. Like these are like pre-boomers, I imagine, because if you're like 60, But this is again like this.
They actually probably were in the war.
Yeah,
they
but
probably did grow up in the war.
I think I've got a very wrong perspective because my grandma and my granddad are both very, as you can see on the channel somewhere. My granddad went to terrible parenting, left my grandma to join the Cuban Revolution when all the hard work was done. Because I always thought of that generation as like being very solidly like left wing, but maybe they weren't. Maybe they weren't.
No. So that's a really interesting snapshot for anyone, I think, who may be Gen Z. It's like that was the level of discussion, acceptable discourse on national television. People
in 94.
In 1994. Yeah. I mean, I'm just about old enough to remember that, but like, I imagine most people.
3 years before my time.
Yeah. Oh, so you
I was 97.
You were born 97. Bloody hell, you're fucking young, aren't you?
Yeah. Don't fucking look it. Oh, there you go. Back to the earlier point about Irish racial inferiority. And then this one that I've labelled solid gold.
Of confusing technology and 3 stars, one from Neighbours, one from El Dorado, and one from The Bill. Did you like it? Well, Glenn Standish did.
Brilliant, exciting. The performances are fun, light-hearted.
Bernard Armstrong thought it was.
The worst programme the BBC has ever produced. Totally infantile.
And Philip Stafford wanted to thank everyone concerned.
For reminding me that Saturday nights are for the pub.
Hey! But like, imagine like, why would you write in and say that?
Yeah. Just don't watch it. No, but like, I do quite like. There's a part of me that quite likes the civic culture of like. You're right, like
a shared event.
A shared event. It's what you were saying before, like, you know, the kind of national culture, the event TV or whatever you want to call it, and people feeling like they have a stake in it enough that they want to give their opinions to the BBC as if the BBC gives a fuck. Right? Like, it's like that, but like that was how people perceived it. It was like Auntie Beeb and all that.
Oh yeah,
sort of crap, right? But that's it. There's a kind of part of me that thinks, oh, well, that's quite nice. And we don't really have that now.
No, yeah, it's just gone, totally gone.
Yeah,
and I think there's like even I think like when you go to Europe and stuff like that. Obviously, there's social media there, but I think there is like it's like we're just very very individualistic country. I think.
Yeah, it's just everyone's got their own algorithm and they got their own fed their own tailored bespoke content that like everyone's got their own experience and has their own handheld devices. You know, it's not you're not even having event TV with your family. It's like kind of like so atomized.
Like if you think of think of like the most viewed recent YouTube video you can think of. Oh, you watch something, go, oh, this is like a bit, it's got maybe maximum 5 million in like that. Maybe in, say it's a year old, it might have 5 to 10 million. Like people were watching fucking Morecambe and 30 million people had watched that, and like stuff like that.
5 million people were watching EastEnders every night.
Yeah.
That like, you're right. It's not the same scale, and therefore you can't have that shared experience. You can't even, what are we talking? I suppose Netflix is the closest thing we've got to it.
And it's
now.
but it's more like a have you seen this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then like I think there's like word of mouth. I think does exist more now. I think maybe because people there's not a shared thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, there we go. Yeah, studying individualism. That's a point for James Montague as well. The decline in coming next week, whenever. Yeah. Because obviously
all these things are linked.
This
is all the part of the master plan.
The master plan by symbiosis that I've told you when I'm fucking wired off my tits. But I wasn't. To be fair though, I've not always been. But it's the old synesthesia. You see, I can see the future me. But then I try and explain it and look mental, and send you 412 messages in an evening. But yeah, it's all good. Our followers are all right idiots everywhere on everywhere. This has been a bit of a strange episode. I don't know how I'll cut this, but figure it out. We can have a long one.
Yeah. And that's it. That's time.
That's time. But at all right idiots on everything. Mr. Matthew Zarb, where can we find you?
At Matt Zarb, MattzArb, on X and
on
Instagram.
West Ham.
Well, I have to finish on this.
Go on.
I don't know if this is appropriate to include.
Go on.
But I just want to finish on this.
Go on.
my friend was at a West Ham away game at Millwall, and no, sorry, it wasn't at Millwall. It was at Leeds.
Tasty.
And they said that their fans, the home fans, were so aggressive the whole time, and one of them just spent the whole of the match looking over at him, doing the irons thing, and then just.
Now, as Keir Starmer once said, that's real Britain.
That's real Britain.
Come on. Bosh, what an ending. Lovely. That'll do.